We live in a world where we often chase things we desire, but when it comes to love, should we chase, should we beg, should we force, or is there a different way? The ancient Stoics believed in something powerful, the art of not forcing love. Let's explore this timeless wisdom and discover how to have everything naturally, without ever begging for love. What if I told you there's a Stoic secret to attracting love naturally, without begging or forcing it? In this video, you'll learn how to let go and invite love into your life effortlessly. Don't miss out on the chance to transform your relationships forever. The answer is simpler than you think. 1. A Stoic perspective on love. In the philosophy of Stoicism, love is a profound yet complex emotion that transcends mere passion or desire. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus offer a nuanced understanding of love, advocating for a balance between emotional attachment and rational detachment. They emphasize that love should flow freely, not be forced or manipulated, as this leads to frustration and pain. Stoicism teaches that love is not an uncontrollable passion, but rather a choice grounded in virtue. As Epictetus states, "The wise man loves, but he loves only what is in his own power." This perspective encourages individuals to recognize the limits of their control over others and to focus on their own actions and responses. Love, therefore, becomes an expression of one's character rather than a means to fulfill personal desires. Seneca further elaborates on this idea by acknowledging the potential for loss inherent in love. He poignantly writes, "It is better to make good the loss of a friend than to cry over him." This highlights the Stoic acceptance of impermanence. Love is precious precisely because it is fleeting. By understanding that our loved ones are not possessions but mortal beings with their own destinies, we cultivate a deeper appreciation for the time we share with them. For Stoics, love serves as a catalyst for personal growth and moral development. Marcus Aurelius notes, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together." This acceptance fosters resilience and encourages us to cherish relationships without clinging to them desperately. It teaches that true love involves recognizing the inherent value in others while maintaining emotional equilibrium. Moreover, Stoic love is characterized by its selflessness. Rather than seeking validation or reciprocation, the Stoic lover prioritizes giving over receiving. As Seneca famously said, "If you want to be loved, love." This reciprocity reflects a fundamental truth. Genuine affection flourishes when it is freely offered without expectation. While Stoics embrace love's beauty, they also caution against its potential pitfalls. Unchecked passion can lead to jealousy, grief, and despair, emotions that detract from one's pursuit of eudaimonia, a flourishing life. Epictetus reminds us that the object of your love is mortal. It has been given to you for the present. This awareness encourages us to appreciate our loved ones while they are with us and to prepare ourselves for eventual separation. The Stoic approach does not advocate for emotional suppression. Rather, it promotes emotional regulation. Love should be expressed fully, but wisely. Seneca encapsulates this balance by stating that true wisdom lies in knowing how to love. By cultivating virtues such as patience, understanding, and forgiveness within our relationships, we align our emotions with reason. The Stoic perspective on love invites us to engage deeply with our emotions while maintaining a rational outlook. Love is seen as both a gift and a responsibility, an opportunity for growth that requires wisdom and self-control. By embracing love without clinging or controlling it, we can experience its richness while safeguarding our inner peace. As Marcus Aurelius eloquently puts it, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." In this way, Stoicism teaches us that love is not merely an emotion, but a profound journey toward self-understanding and connection with others. 2. The dangers of forcing love. Forcing love is a perilous endeavor that can lead to emotional turmoil and dependency. In Stoicism, the act of begging for love is seen as a surrender of one's power and autonomy. When you seek validation from someone else, you become tethered to their feelings and decisions, often leading to insecurity and distress. This dynamic transforms what should be a joyful experience into a burdensome obligation. When individuals attempt to control love, they often find themselves in a cycle of disappointment. As Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This quote encapsulates the Stoic belief that true strength lies in our ability to manage our own thoughts and emotions rather than seeking approval from others. Forcing someone to love you strips away that power, leaving you vulnerable and dependent on their whims. Emotional dependency can manifest in various ways, such as overthinking and possessiveness. A person who's emotionally reliant on their partner may constantly question their worth or obsess over their partner's actions. This behavior not only strains the relationship, but also diminishes self-esteem. Seneca cautioned against this by stating it is better to make good the loss of a friend than to cry over him. This highlights the importance of accepting that not all relationships will flourish, and that clinging to someone who does not reciprocate your feelings can lead to more profound heartache. Love should be a natural and organic experience. When forced, it feels awkward and strained, lacking the genuine connection that defines true affection. Epictetus remarked, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." This emphasizes that while we cannot control how others feel, we can choose how we engage with those feelings. Instead of trying to manipulate someone's emotions, embracing acceptance allows for healthier relationships. Forcing love can breed resentment, both toward oneself and the other person. The more one tries to elicit feelings from someone unwilling, the more frustration builds. This leads to an unhealthy cycle where love becomes a source of pain rather than joy. As Marcus Aurelius pointed out, external things are not the problem, it's your assessment of them. When we misjudge our situation by believing we can control another's heart, we set ourselves up for disappointment. The Stoic approach encourages us to accept love as it comes, rather than striving to force it into existence. Love should be about appreciation rather than possession. As Marcus Aurelius noted, to love is to wish well for someone and seek their good. This perspective shifts the focus from self-serving desires to genuine concern for another's well-being. Forcing love is fraught with danger and emotional risk. It leads to dependency, insecurity, and ultimately heartache. By embracing the Stoic principles of acceptance and self-control, individuals can cultivate healthier relationships grounded in mutual respect and understanding. Rather than chasing after something unattainable, it is wiser to focus on nurturing connections that arise naturally. As Seneca wisely advised, associate with those who will make a better person of you. In doing so, we open ourselves up to authentic love, one that enriches rather than burdens our lives. 3. Embrace self-love. First, self-love is a foundational principle in Stoic philosophy, emphasizing the importance of valuing oneself before seeking love from others. The Stoics teach us that when we cultivate a strong sense of self-worth, we liberate ourselves from the need to chase after external validation. Instead, we create a solid base for genuine connections, allowing love to flow naturally into our lives. At its core, self-love is about recognizing and appreciating our inherent worth. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, famously stated, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote underscores the Stoic belief that true strength comes from within. When we learn to appreciate ourselves and our capabilities, we no longer feel compelled to seek approval from others. Instead, we become our own source of validation. Self-love is not merely about self-indulgence. It requires honest introspection and acceptance of both strengths and weaknesses. Seneca articulated this beautifully when he advised, "Be kind to yourself." This kindness involves treating ourselves with the same compassion we would extend to a good friend. It's essential to recognize that everyone has flaws. Accepting these imperfections is part of what makes us human. By embracing our complete selves, both the admirable traits and the shortcomings, we build a resilient sense of self. When we chase love or validation from others, we often find ourselves in a precarious position. This dependence can lead to insecurity and anxiety, as our emotional well-being becomes tied to someone else's feelings or actions. Epictetus warned against this dependency by stating, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." By focusing on our internal state, rather than external approval, we reclaim our power and agency. Once we embrace self-love and stop forcing connections, something transformative occurs. We naturally attract healthier relationships. As Seneca noted, "Associate with those who will make a better person of you." When we value ourselves, we begin to surround ourselves with individuals who reflect that value back to us. This shift in focus allows love to blossom organically, rather than being forced or manipulated. The Stoic approach encourages us to see love as an opportunity for mutual growth, rather than possession or obligation. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that to love is to wish well for someone and seek their good. This perspective fosters relationships based on respect and appreciation, rather than neediness or desperation. Self-love also contributes significantly to our emotional stability. When we are at peace with ourselves, we are less likely to be swayed by the ups and downs of romantic relationships. Epictetus emphasized this by saying that the key is not to be moved by external events. By cultivating inner peace through self-acceptance and love, we prepare ourselves for more meaningful connections with others. Embracing self-love is not an act of selfishness, but a necessary step toward building authentic relationships. The Stoics teach us that when we value ourselves, we no longer need to chase after love. Instead, it comes naturally as a result of our inner strength and confidence. As Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." By prioritizing self-love first, we unlock the door to deeper connections with others while fostering a fulfilling relationship with ourselves. In this way, self-love becomes the fertile ground from which all other forms of love can grow. The love flows when you let go. Love is often compared to a river, fluid, dynamic, and capable of carving its own path. In Stoic philosophy, this metaphor resonates deeply, highlighting the importance of letting go of control to allow love to flow naturally into our lives. The Stoics teach us that when we chase after love with desperation, we often find it slipping through our fingers. Instead, by embracing a mindset of acceptance and surrender, we create the conditions for authentic connections to flourish. Just as a river flows effortlessly around obstacles, love thrives when it is not forced or manipulated. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You must become an invincible fortress for yourself." This fortress is built on self-acceptance and resilience, allowing us to navigate life's challenges without clinging to outcomes. When we stop trying to control every aspect of our relationships, we open ourselves up to the natural ebb and flow of love. The desire to control love often stems from fear. Fear of rejection, fear of loneliness, or fear of losing someone. However, this need for control can create a suffocating environment that stifles genuine connection. Epictetus wisely stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This perspective encourages us to focus on our reactions, rather than attempting to dictate the feelings or behaviors of others. By relinquishing control, we free ourselves from anxiety and allow love to emerge organically. The Stoics understood that the more we chase something, the more elusive it becomes. Seneca pointed out that the greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, meaning that when we fixate on specific outcomes, such as finding love, we often set ourselves up for disappointment. This paradox illustrates that by desperately seeking love, we may inadvertently push it away. Instead of pursuing love with urgency, we should cultivate patience and trust in the process. Letting go does not mean abandoning hope. Rather, it involves creating space for love to enter our lives in unexpected ways. When we release our tight grip on expectations and outcomes, we allow for spontaneity and authenticity in our relationships. Marcus Aurelius advised us to accept the things to which fate binds you. This acceptance fosters an openness that attracts genuine connections. Acceptance is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy and plays a crucial role in how we experience love. By accepting ourselves and our circumstances without judgment, we cultivate inner peace that radiates outward. This tranquility enables us to engage with others from a place of strength rather than neediness. As Epictetus noted, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. When we let go of our need for control and embrace acceptance, love begins to flow naturally. Relationships become less about possession and more about mutual growth and support. Seneca beautifully articulated this idea. We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality. By releasing our fears surrounding love, we create an environment where true affection can thrive. Love flows effortlessly when we let go of the need to control it. The Stoic teachings remind us that chasing after something often leads to its elusiveness. By embracing acceptance and relinquishing our grip on expectations, we create space for authentic connections to blossom. As Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." By allowing love to flow like a river, unrestrained and natural, we enrich our lives with deeper connections and meaningful experiences. In this way, letting go becomes not just an act of surrender, but a powerful invitation for real love to enter our lives. 5. Attracting the right kind of love. Attracting the right kind of love is a transformative journey that begins within ourselves. When we stop begging for love and instead focus on living fully, we create an environment where genuine connections can flourish. The essence of true love lies in mutual respect, understanding, and support, qualities that naturally emerge when we recognize our own worth. Self-worth is the cornerstone of attracting meaningful relationships. As Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." This quote emphasizes that true empowerment comes from within. When we cultivate a strong sense of self-worth, we no longer feel the need to chase after love or validation from others. Instead, we attract individuals who appreciate us for who we are, not for what we can provide. Living fully means engaging with life in a way that honors our passions and values. When we immerse ourselves in activities that bring us joy, whether it's pursuing hobbies, nurturing friendships, or advancing our careers, we radiate positivity and confidence. Seneca captures this sentiment perfectly. Associate with those who will make a better person of you. By surrounding ourselves with uplifting influences, we naturally elevate our self-esteem and become more attractive to others. When we seek love out of desperation or fear of being alone, we often settle for less than we deserve. This can lead to relationships that lack depth and fulfillment. Epictetus reminds us, we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. By choosing to respond to our feelings of inadequacy with self-love, rather than seeking validation from others, we empower ourselves to seek relationships that truly resonate with our values. True love is characterized by mutual respect and understanding. It flourishes in an environment where both partners feel valued for who they are as individuals. As Marcus Aurelius noted, "To love is to wish well for someone and seek their good." This perspective shifts the focus from what one can gain from a relationship to how both partners can uplift and support each other. Establishing healthy boundaries is essential for attracting the right kind of love. When we know our worth, we are less likely to tolerate disrespect or unhealthy dynamics. Seneca wisely advised, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." This principle encourages us to hold ourselves accountable while extending compassion toward others. By setting clear boundaries, we create a space where respect thrives, allowing authentic love to blossom. Self-respect is crucial in building confidence and attracting healthy relationships. It involves recognizing our own needs and desires while honoring those of others. In a healthy relationship, both partners are equals, each free to express themselves without fear of judgment or control. As Seneca stated, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." By appreciating what we have within ourselves, we cultivate an abundance mindset that attracts like-minded individuals. Attracting the right kind of love begins with embracing self-worth and living authentically. When we stop begging for love and start living fully, remarkable transformations occur. We no longer settle for less than we deserve. Instead, we draw in people who see our value and appreciate us for who we are, rather than what we can give them. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, accept the things to which fate binds you. By doing so with an open heart and mind, we create fertile ground for true love, one built on mutual respect, understanding, and unwavering support. Ultimately, it is this essence of true love that enriches our lives and fosters deeper connections with those around us. Thank you for watching. Let the wisdom of the Stoics guide you to a life of peace, strength, and natural love. Until next time, stay strong, stay wise,